It's Monday morning. The time is now 5:40. I'm gonna have to pull the plug now because I have to stop at the bank, then I have to fuel the car, then I have to pass it on to the day driver who starts early. So I will do that. No time to wash it, no time to take care of anything else, but I'm gonna do what I can do. Then I have a doctor's appointment later on this morning at 8 o'clock. So maybe I can get a walk in. After taking a walk, maybe I can then go see the doctor. And then after I've seen the doctor, come back home and have something to eat. And then get ready for bed. No, can't do it. Sorry. Too late. You want to send me on a trip that will take too long to do. So I will just not go. I logged out. That's the end of that. And let's see what happened. Oh yeah, I did about $440 worth of business. It was busy and the trips were long before midnight, before 11. Since then, the trips were short and really piddling, but if you consider how good and how long the trips were before, that's where I made all my money, before 11 o'clock. It was just phenomenal. Now, the morning, like I said, was pretty pitiful. The ultimate was this one guy who called from a hotel, and he had his dog with him, and I was about to tell him that I'm allergic to dogs, I can't take them. And he says, oh, we had one hell of a week, it's been terrible, no, I gotta get to the veterinarian, and the veterinarian was only 2 blocks away. Itchy back. Terrible itchy back. You know, if I avoid scratching my itchy back, then it will heal properly. But the urge to scratch is too great. And it was only 2 blocks away, so I took him. It was only $4.90. That's how much was on the meter, $4.90. Then we got there and we had to phone the veterinarian. So we phoned the veterinarian and they had to take all the information over the phone, and then somebody would come out and get the dog. So this dog was in the car longer than I would have wanted. However, my reaction to the dog hasn't been too bad. I didn't sneeze once. My nose got just a tiny little bit sniffly. And maybe that's why the itching on my back is so strong, because that dog was in the car. Allergies, lots of fun. Anyway, we sat there for 10 minutes and they were asking him questions about his dog over the phone. And it's like, I'm thinking, why don't you just get your fucking dog out of here? But no, that didn't work. Anyway, here I am. I'll be back tomorrow with another busy night, I'm sure. Here we are at the airport. I just dropped off. And it was the kind of night where I was getting a lot of short trips that didn't go very far, and enough of them too. I had 20 short trips. Okay, one of them was in the $25 range, but all the rest were around $10. And then I had this one call, they were trying to send me to a homeless shelter, and I didn't want to go, and I didn't want to go, and I didn't want to go. It was right downtown in the middle of everything. And I didn't want to go. I just wanted to relax a little bit and maybe catch a nap and maybe watch something on my phone, which I tried to do, but I ended up taking a nap. So after taking that nap, I was just kind of half dozing off, and then I got this call to go right downtown to the Carlton Plaza Hotel. And there's 3 people coming out. A woman in her 40s, a man in his 50s, a girl in her teens. The 3 of them were speaking in French like the French they speak in Europe rather than the French they speak in Canada. And yeah, great. They said they like it here, but they didn't speak much with me. They just said they liked it here. So, done. I'm gonna be a bit late for my chiropractor. And ironically, as I was heading in to town to pick these people up at the Carlton Plaza Hotel, homeless people were waving at me. They wanted a ride. And there was one homeless person even waving at me after I had loaded my customers. Yeah. The grand total, I did about $250. No, $350. Yeah, $350. I counted it. I did about almost 300 in Interacs alone. Yeah. I think I got my lease together in Interac and credit card charges. And that's my lease for the week, and this is only 2 nights into the week. So now I'm gonna head to the car wash that's out here, not far away. And I'm going to wash the car, and then I'm gonna rush back into town, fuel up, park it, and take the short walk to the chiropractor instead of the long one that I was planning on, and maybe I won't be too late. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm at the airport. I just dropped off. I've been busy all night tonight, and I have over $500 on. I would be driving away, but my customer that I brought out here wants to go back into town. He's dropping his daughter off to get on a plane, and then he's going back into town, so I'll wait for him. I may move up a little bit to the next, up the road there a little bit, but I'm gonna move. There's a security guard. I think I'm gonna have to go. I'll tell you about the rest of the night when I get back. The time is now 4:37 a.m. So my night is finally done. The time is now 6:44. I have washed the car, and I have deposited some money in the bank. It worked out in the end to like $600, the whole take. I used $29 worth of fuel, and the lease was $85. So yeah, I made a considerable profit tonight, or during the night that just went by. I am really tired. I even managed to get some sleep in because I had some long fares in there. I went, oh, this guy's going that way, okay. I went to the airport in the morning, and I ended up taking the customer back into town. I went out to the Western Communities one time and did 2 or 3 fares out there, and then I had another one that came way back into town. So I had one going out that was about 40 bucks, and I had a few out there that added up to another 30 or 40, and then I had another one that was $50 coming back in. And of course the airporter out and the airporter in, and quite a number of fares in between that. I did 24 or 25 fares for the whole night, so it added up. Yeah. Yes, I am indeed tired. I should take a walk because I need it. I need the exercise. The stress of working as hard as I did is messing with my blood sugar, because the doctor explained it to me that if you're stressed, it produces cortisol, and the cortisol is an insulin blocker, something like that. And so, oh, that's where those high numbers are coming from. Okay, now I know. Is it any wonder I drink? It's Thursday morning. Oh, I should write this shit down, shouldn't I? It's 8:60, 6:01, 6:01, and bookings, zone details. Come on, come on. Don't you hate slow computers? Come on. There it is. 48094. Okay, here ends my night. I worked. It was busy when I started. It was one right after another. Busy, busy, busy. And then it got quiet around midnight, 1 o'clock. But then between 1 and 3, I was busy again. It's on and off, really. And then between 4 o'clock and now, I had nothing for 2 hours. Nothing for 2 hours, but then I had one last trip now, after a 2-hour break. But before that, it was one right after another. Did I mention I have exactly 400 on? That's enough. And that's only because I worked very hard at the beginning. You know, this is the Thursday morning. No, I'm not going. I'm not going. Decline. Busy, log out. There you go. I'm not working anymore. I am done. My time is up. Oh, you want to see me, don't you? Yeah, my time is up. I've done my bit. It was one of those again where towards the end of the busy times, I was starting to nod off again, you know, while driving, and that's not good. You know, you catch yourself falling asleep, and you wake up and you go, "Oh, I should not be sleeping now. I'm driving." This is how busy it gets. You get so exhausted that you have trouble staying awake. I tried to watch video. I didn't watch very much because I kept falling asleep trying to watch the same thing over and over again. And I'm probably not making a lot of sense right now anyway, so. One more night to go. The time is now 5:49 on a Friday morning. Here's where my week ends. This Thursday night was another $400 night. So, the money's been good, but I'm exhausted from working so much and from being busy. And yeah, it was busy the first half of the night, and it was still moving along pretty good the second half of the night. Although there were some instances where I did go to sleep briefly until I'd get another call. And when your sleep is interrupted like that, it's even harder. Harder to get going. The strangest one of the night was I got a call to a building, a condo building, pick up this woman who was going to see her son. But she was going to see her son at a house or at a condo where he has a roommate. And her son's like 30-something years old. This woman was about my age. A bit younger than 60, I'd say. And she was complaining that the roommate would not let her son talk to her. And every time she called on the phone, the roommate would not pass the phone to her son and let her talk to him. And she said that it's affecting her sleep and that she can't talk with her son. And she called the police on him, to talk to him, but the police were not able to do anything because it was quiet over there. So the police, if they don't have a noise complaint or something, they're not allowed to really just go in or anything like that. And anyway, it turned out that we got there and she said, just wait for me. And she was talking at the intercom to get into the building. And everyone refused her entrance, and she even talked to neighbors of the son and the roommate, but they wouldn't let her in. Nobody let her in the building. They assumed she was drunk or crazy or something, and nobody let her in the building. And so then when she came back, and the fare had more than doubled by the time she was back. It was over $20 already. And she came back and said, okay, well, take me back to home because they're not letting me in and I can't do anything here. I did my best to try and contact my son and talk to him, but I can't do that. So I'm going to go home and try to sleep again. Good. Okay. So she went home and she paid me. It ended up being $31 or something on the clock. She paid that with Interac. And she paid the rest of it. She gave me a $5 bill. But what was really going on is that her son is disabled and he gets a disability check every month. And the disability check pays towards the apartment, or his half of the apartment. And the roommate also gets half of the apartment and has to pay half the apartment. Now, if the woman's son was not there, they would not get the apartment so cheap. The apartment would only be like $800 with the roommate paying, you see. So she's thinking that they've manipulated the guy, her son, because he's a nice guy and he doesn't want to make any waves and he's very agreeable with everyone. And so she's saying that, he's being taken advantage of to pay for all this rent on this apartment, where, if he was not there, the other guy would have to pay the whole rent. So it's something silly like that. Anyway, a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,700, that's a lot of money. Lots of money. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I think I've said it all, what I really wanted to say. It's just been another busy night, another tiring night. I'm exhausted, and hope yours is better than mine.